My name is Tony Young, and for the duration of this video blog, I want to share some truths with you that I want you to take personal. In fact, I want you to take these truths so personal, it begins to stir up strong feelings of a revolution within you. To be clear, this is not a revolution of violence or to overthrow, revoke, or dethrone the establishment. Instead, this is a revolution of awakening, seizing opportunity, taking control, and growing in a new economy. This, in fact, is a revolution to transform anger into action. This is a personal revolution. There are many reasons and factors that could warrant a personal revolution. Freedom from an oppressor, safety, security, peace of mind, recapturing self-reliance and control. There is no race, gender, or age requirement as evidenced by our next story. On July 9, 1992, in a U.S. landmark decision, a juvenile court judge in Orlando, Florida ruled that an 11-year-old boy had the legal right to sue for separation from his parents. The boy, being represented by his attorney, accused his parents of alleged abuse, abandonment, and neglect, and was seeking an order for the legal relationship between him and his parents to be severed and to establish complete independence from both while remain living in a foster home where he found solace and peace. The boy's parents, oblivious to his basic needs, continued to argue, bicker, and point the finger of blame at each other and ignore the young child's desire for them to put his best wishes first and their own grievances second. Unfortunately for all parties, it was more important for each individual parent to be right than to be parents. In doing so, the boy determined the best thing he could do for his future was to have his own personal revolution. Such is the case with our political parents, the Democrats and the Republicans. Both parties, like the parents of our 11-year-old boy, continuously point the finger of blame at each other for decades of policies that has brought America to the Great Recession. We, the political children, unfortunately continue a decline in our standard of living as we watch our political parents play the blame game.
The blame game has continued among U.S. political parties after the country's loss of its AAA credit rating. Standard & Poor's decision to reduce it down to AA+ has highlighted the polarized nature of American politics. Democrats say the conservative Tea Party movement is responsible. Republicans say the downgrade is an indictment of President Obama's leadership. Either way, common ground will have to be found to solve the country's debt problem.
While the blame game continues, we, the political children, through the voting process, are forced to decide which political parents would be in our best interest to go live with for the next 4 years. Should we pledge allegiance to a political party or to our flag? Have we become so dependent on problem solving through politics, we have become a part of the problem by pointing fingers at political parties like our political parents or like our 11-year-old boy? Is now the time for a personal revolution.
We owe $70 trillion.
I understand that, but
goes due to walk out a $4 trillion solution, which is basically just a way for the Democrats to avoid dealing with this until 2017. I'm not here to talk about plans to deal with this till 2017. I'm saying we've got a real problem, and I'm tired of Republicans and Democrats who either want Republicans who want to burn the place to the ground, and Democrats, with all due respect, who want to offer a plan that gets it through their end of their second term of their presidency, and then screws me and my kids when it's over. And until we do that, we have to deal with the extraction that is afoot. It is the reason the financial markets are behaving the way they're behaving. That is a mathematical fact. This is not some opinion. This is a mathematical fact. Tens of trillions of dollars are being extracted from the United States of America. Democrats aren't doing it. Republicans are not doing it. An entire integrated system, financial system, trading system, taxing system that was created by both parties over a period of 2 decades is at work on our entire country right now. And we're sitting here arguing about whether we should do the $4 trillion plan that kicks the can down the road for the president for 2017 or burn the place to the ground, both of which are reckless, irresponsible, and stupid. And the fact of the matter is, until we actually, and I'm sorry to lose my temper and but I tell you what, I've been coming on TV for 3 years doing this. And the fact of the matter is that there's a refusal on both the Democratic and the Republican side of the aisle to acknowledge the mathematical problem, which is that the United States of America is being extracted. It's being extracted through banking, it's being extracted through trade, and it's being extracted through taxation. And there's not a single politician that has stepped forward, Susan, to deal with it.
As the global recession brings various nations to its knees, the United States, with its bickering leadership, currently stands facing a national debt in the trillions, high unemployment, rising inflation of products and goods, a deflating dollar, lack of health insurance, and retirees unable to retire, among a host of other national problems. Is it now time for a personal revolution?
I'd like him to go to the people of the United States of America and say, people of the United States of America, your Congress is bought. Your Congress is incapable of making legislation on health care, banking, trade, or taxes, because if they do it, they will lose their political funding and they won't do it. But I'm the President of the United States, and I will have a country that is run by a bought Congress. So I'm not going to work with a bought Congress and try to be Mr. Big Guy. I'm working with the bought Congress. I'm going to abandon the bought Congress like Teddy Roosevelt did, and I'm going to go to the people of the United States and I'm going to say, you've got a bought Congress. And until we get rid of the bought Congress, which is Jimmy Williams' constant point, which is get the money out of politics, and until a president says that's the problem and says he's going to fix it, there is no policy that I can possibly see, no matter how brilliant your idea may be, or your idea, or my idea, or her idea, or your idea at home.
Albert Einstein once described the definition of insanity as doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Have we as a nation become so entangled in the blame game and who's at fault that we vote for it and expect a different result every 4 years, yet we in our insane expectations continue to get the same results? Is now the time for a personal revolution.
Revolutions don't happen from the people that are going to be watching American Idol or waste their time away playing video games, their minds lost in celebrity culture, pop culture. It's going to come from a different area.
Today's economic America consists of an economy that is not growing on its own, nor is self-sustaining. The only growth has come from the availability of money borrowed from the taxpayer at a 0% interest rate. So without any real production of goods and services driven by true consumer demand, what we have is an artificial situation that is effectively recycling capital. Governments, much like its citizens, gets into debt by overspending, not budgeting, poor future projections as it relates to economics and growth, failure to balance its budget and save for emergencies, leading to drastic measures such as borrowing from other sources of government or raising taxes. All the while, each political party point the finger of blame at each other for policies both parties has created over decades, and the game of political musical chairs for government seats continues with, unfortunately, the same results.
Main Street, not Wall Street. America went from the country that prided itself in quality number one to bottom line. How can we make the most money, build it the cheapest, build it the bigger?
As we embark on a new economy, we must begin to understand the domestic and global paradigm shifting of economics without borders. We must be open to seeking opportunities inside and outside of the box. When we are faced with the dilemma of bipartisan politics, our opportunities must come from within. Our paradigm shift must go from being systematically hunted to being the educated hunter. Our personal revolution, like our 11-year-old boy, must begin now.
We're in the early stages of a revolution. We could go into a revolution or we could go into a renaissance. Both opportunities are there. The direction we see it going in the short term is revolution. From the revolution, however, we can go back. A renaissance is a rebirth if we go back to the formula that worked the best in America.
If you have taken this video blog personally, if you are tired of waiting on bipartisan politics, if you are out of patience and want to take action and create additional income and instantly change your finances and your future, click below and register for our free web conference to learn what you can do to join the revolution, or visit us on the web at www.mypersonalrevolution.org. And remember, the revolution begins with you.